Some people say you are what you attract. But that's not always true, because the reality is that you can be an amazing, wonderful woman and you're still going to have damaged, toxic men come your way. And so what's more important than just what you're attracting is what you're entertaining. Now, mind you, yes, do we need to be mindful of what we're putting out into the world and how that can impact the people that we meet? Absolutely. But we do have to pay even closer attention to what we allow to remain in our lives and what we engage in. And the fact remains that there are tons of toxic, damaged men out there. Now listen, do not take that as all men are toxic and damaged, all right? There are tons of amazing, wonderful men. Seriously, I mean that with full confidence. I know it, I say it with certainty. But that doesn't negate the fact that yes, there are, one could argue, a growing number of damaged, toxic men that you have to be mindful how to navigate through. And the unfortunate reality is that many women, maybe yourself, has found yourself in a situation where you have gotten caught up with one, when you have allowed things to go too far. And so by doing these things I'm about to lay out for you, I'm going to help you protect yourself, but protect yourself in the right way, because it just hit my spirit, so I have to mention it. Because a lot of people, especially if you're a believer, if you're a spiritual person, they use the mantra of guarding your heart, right? And I know that many of you are going about that the wrong way, because in guarding your heart, you've put walls up. You got walls up, you got snipers on the roof, you got landmines surrounding the walls. You are ready for anything, but ready in a way that only actually causes more damage, more hurt. That's why I say the same walls you have to protect you are the same walls blocking your blessings. So you have to be mindful of, the goal is not to operate in fear, all right? But it is to operate more in faith. And let me give you this analogy so you can understand. Think about being a driver. If someone is overly protective as a driver, meaning they're constantly looking out for getting hit, an accident, all these things, they're probably going to be a bad driver, because they're not focused on the destination. They're not focused on driving correctly. They're just looking out for all these distractions, not distractions, but potential crashes, potential hurtful situations, so on and so forth, come in their way. A good driver can drive and be intentional with their driving, but still be aware of their surrounding. All right? They don't have to be completely in a constant defensive mode. They just have to be aware. And that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to operate with walls up. I want you to operate with awareness and understanding that allows you to handle when things that aren't best for you come your way, but not to constantly be looking or projecting it onto situations when sometimes they didn't even exist. So let's get to it. The first way for you to protect yourself from damage or from toxic or damaged men while dating is to show up your most loving and positive self. Now listen, because I know some of y'all are like, hell no. That's exactly what got me hurt last time. No. Listen, being positive, loving, sweet, feminine, that's not what got you hurt. Who you dealt with, your selection process is what got you hurt. Your unwillingness to put up boundaries is what got you hurt. There's a lot of other things we're going to mention on this list. That's what got you hurt. But being loving and positive does not work against you. It works for you. And here is why. Number one, within this reason, when you show up as your positive, loving self, you increase your chances of a successful date for the first part, all right? And a higher chance of being able to connect with someone if there's something actually there. Because if you're coming in, again, too guarded, too negative, overly cautious in a way that puts a cloud over the experience, then you're going to push a man away. And you may say, well, if he's toxic, then great. Yeah, but what if he's not? And that's the problem. Many of you have gotten so accustomed or so conditioned to the belief of toxic men being everywhere that you can't recognize a good one when he's in front of you. Or you won't allow yourself to believe he's that good. You will start to look for something wrong in him to validate your perception that all these men are just trash, all right? But it's not true. By remaining in a positive mindset, positive energy, being loving, again, you allow yourself to be able to create a better environment for success, as well as, believe it or not, when you are this positive and loving person and this person is toxic, there are many scenarios where you will actually push the toxic person away because now they can't handle all your goodness. Like, unhealthy people struggle sometimes to be around healthy people. It is easier for them to go run to be around someone else who is toxic because it's more comfortable in that environment. It doesn't call them out. It doesn't put the spotlight on them and their issues. All right. So they're going to find that as a safer situation. And Lord, forgive me, because again, hitting my spirit, some of y'all are doing that. I say that with love, no judgment, but it's real. Some of y'all are running from potentially great situations into comfortable bad ones, into men who you are accustomed to. There's a saying that some women have, excuse my language, but this is the way it's said. Some women have this thinking of, why leave this asshole to go be with another asshole? Let me just stay with the one I'm already with, that I already know. Okay? And again, that's a very unhealthy mindset. You've got to get to a place where you remove those negative things, but we'll get into that later. The point is, again, being positive and loving will help expose that man a lot quicker. It will allow you to have more enjoyable experiences, even in moments where maybe things aren't meant to go any further than this, all right? As well as it will allow you to see if this person can connect with your true self. Because listen, that negative, scared person, that's who you are right now. But my prayer is by the time you're done with this video and taking certain steps, you're going to make progress and get to that next level of being healthy and happy. And so when that true self comes out, and if you can bring that out now in your dating process, you get to see which man can honor that. Because that's the thing. He has to be able to honor your positive and loving self. He has to be able to respect your positive and loving self. He has to be able to appreciate your positive and loving self. So we have to show that immediately because, again, believe it or not, if you are coming across negative, guarded, things like that, and let's just say you are dating a toxic man, and more specifically, you're dating a man who only is trying to have fun, trying to have sex with you, that's it. Well, that's not going to drive him away. In a lot of cases, the toxic man who's not, or the man who's not serious about trying to have a relationship is going to be less pushed away by your negativity because his goal is to sleep with you. And so to him, I don't have to tolerate this for too long. I just want to get what I want to get. The guy who's actually trying to have a serious relationship is going to put more weight on that, is going to more likely be pushed away from it. So it's important that you show up the right way to get the right results. And again, don't be afraid that he will take advantage of your sweetness. No, because you can be sweet, loving, positive, and still draw the line on what is acceptable and not acceptable in this relationship. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Some people say you are what you attract, but that's not always true, because the reality is that you can be an amazing, wonderful woman and you're still going to have damaged, toxic men come your way.